Colonel. Look, what's your assessment then of this sort of shift in tone from President Zelensky? I think he's sort of, is it an olive branch, do you think, or is it an act of frustration with NATO, who haven't provided him with this much-wanted no-fly zone over the country?
I think actually he never probably expected NATO to provide a no-fly zone or any other form of direct military intervention in the conflict. He has before hinted that he accepted that Ukraine would not join NATO, and also he sort of tentatively agreed to a compromise on the status of Donbass and Crimea, which are also President Putin's demands. So it looks very much like as if Zelensky is looking to try and end the war with an agreement with Russia. And the Russians also appear now to be negotiating in earnest, and it looks like both sides could possibly reach agreement, and it would be on Putin's terms, so it would in fact be a victory for Putin, maybe in the next few days or weeks.
Do you look at this conflict and think, is there anything that we did in Bosnia or Croatia that we're not doing now, and perhaps we could? There was no Russia hovering, there was no spectre of China or Russia or whatever. Was there anything we were able to do? And we were slow doing a lot of things there, but we did do some things. Is there any comparisons in your mind?
I think we did a great deal in this conflict, both in terms of diplomatic and economic action against Putin, and also supporting Ukraine with large-scale weapons supplies, which maybe could have been even greater, as well as finance and intelligence on what the Russians are doing. All of these things, I think, have helped President Zelensky a great deal. I think the one thing that could have stopped this from happening was a NATO deployment into Ukraine at Ukraine's request before the invasion began. That, I think, would have deterred Putin from invading it. I don't think he, despite his rhetoric, has any desire to cross swords with NATO. Having said that, once the invasion began, there was absolutely no political support in any NATO country for direct intervention by NATO, such as bombing of Russian forces or shooting down Russian planes. Those things are about the only additional things we could have done, I think, in this situation. But as I say, there was no will or support anywhere really in NATO to do that.